All right, we are live. I should probably share my link. Let's see. Come hang. Paste. All right, let's see if this does anything. Oh, we got somebody here. Pretty excited about it. I've never done this before. Probably shouldn't do it my first time while I'm drinking, but here we are. Ooh, that's ASMR. Should I whisper? Should I do that? Dude, those ASMR people make so much money. I should do that. It's like the least sexual kind of quasi-sexual thing that people can do. It's the ASMR. I don't know. This isn't one of those like creepy head ones where you can like put your fingers in the ears and it's all into it. Hi, Templar Bear. Oh, that's you, Ray. Hi, Ray. Like I had to squint for the little picture. Oh my gosh, we have 7 people here. This is Nuck and Futz. I wish I was cool enough to have like super chats and stuff, but I ain't that special. But it's my birthday. So that's something. I'm in a fancy dress, by the way. Hi, Delazad. I'm in a fancy dress because I had plans for my 30th birthday. Big plans. It's going to go out to dinner. So that was like this fancy side. This is like the mullet dress. Because after dinner, it's going to go out dancing. And if you're here from Twitter, you know hashtag collarbone is the thing. You know, I should actually add that. Hashtag collarbone in the house. Not Connorbone. Collarbone in the house. There we go. What I really wanted to do was do like everybody on video, but without doing Zoom or like Google Hangouts. It just didn't seem possible. Really, honestly, YouTube is probably like the last thing I should have done, but I saw that I could. Like, screw it. I'll try it. Everybody has YouTube. Maybe I'll get people there chatting. These are, I like this rose gold, not just because my name is Brittany Rose, but I just like the color. Mr. Mac Zaps, my homie from the Dirty Lou, right? Dirty Lou. So I just had a Zoom dance party with my girlfriend, so I'm a little sweaty. And I'm drinking, this is called Blue Shine Lemonade, and it's from Maine Craft Distilling. And it's like 7%, but I haven't really had that much to drink in a long time. So, feeling it. Yeah, Brass Bear, I've heard that Zoom is dangerous. I've only used it for stuff with work thus far. So I'm like, I guess I won't mess with that. I don't like care enough to get too much into it. Moonshine is nice. I like drinks that you don't necessarily know it's got alcohol in it. Do you like my new microphone, by the way? Boom. So if you like are here randomly and you don't know I'm a radio DJ, not that I really know what I'm doing, but I do my weekend shows at home, and I had the Yeti Snowball. This one, it's like $60, and it's okay. I did my show, and the way it automatically processes, I sounded okay, but I couldn't hear myself in my headphones, which was annoying to me. So my dad and stepmom got me this for my birthday, which is today. Yeah, we have Microsoft Teams at work. That's what we use when we all meet at work. And it's funny you say Blackboard. I used that in college. I didn't know that was a thing that people used for video. Yep. Yeah, was it Sam? This does look like R2D2. It does look like a droid. Oh, I should name it. I love droids. I have a little BB-8 Funko Pop over there. Move my laptop a little so you can see my little Funko Pop collection. I want more, but at this point in time, with the economy being what it is and just moving and changing jobs, I'm like, I probably shouldn't, be spending money on Funko Pops. Just saying. Now it's just my microphone. It's kind of neat. I can like change the settings. This is, I don't know. I can sound kind of stereo or something. I don't know. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, I'm everywhere. Oh, ooh, you can hear me over here. And then oh, that's freaking weird. I don't like that. Okay, back to normal. That's fine. I just got a giant cool man from Target. I really want one of the big ones. Those are freaking cool. No, Sam, it's not intentional. I just happen to really like this color. Barry Texan in the house. Hi, guys. If you're like normal, one of my normal friends on Twitter and you have a different name or a different picture, like tell me. I recognize some of you, but I'm not going to recognize all of you. But I'm so happy you're here. Yeah, I will see that I was going to do Periscope, but you have to do it on your phone. And I want to be able to, text people on my phone. Got Baby Yoda on my phone because I'm predictable. I'm telling you, I am consistent. Who I am on Twitter. This is it. Are you not on Twitter anymore? I like Twitter for what it is. I mean, it's once I got enough like Twitter friends, I liked it. Same name, woot. Good. I try to keep somewhat consistent. Like I gotta have Brittany's in there. Sometimes Rose is in there. And then 207's usually in there. You got banned? What did you do to get banned, Mr. Max Zaps? Oh, happy birthday to your daughter. 424 is a good day. Good, solid day. See, I'm annoyed because I'm 30 today. And it's like I got wrinkles under my eyes now, but I still get zits. I feel like once you stop getting one, you start getting the other. You shouldn't get both. Yes, Matthew. So I'm an on-air talent in Portland, Maine. In the mornings, I get there pretty damn early. The show goes from 5:30 to 10. I'm on a top 40 pop station with two other co-hosts. It's called the Q Morning Show with Lori, Jeff, and Brittany. And I am Brittany. And when I'm done with that, I go and do a midday show. Now, my morning show is live, right there in studio, doing it all live. But my midday show that runs from 10 to 3 is on WCYY. It's an alt rock station. And I do what's called voice tracking. So I pre-record that after I'm done with the morning show. So usually I'm out of there at like 12 or so, but I love my job. I'm living the dream. I love it so much. You were promoting violence. Microaggressions, man. Remember that when that was a thing? I don't hear that a lot anymore. Paranormal producer in the building. Go scare me. I know we talked about that the other day. A youthful complexion. Yeah. And I feel really dewy because I sweaty. I just had a dance party with my friends on Facebook. But I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning for my job. So I've been up and going. I didn't even get a nap today since 3. So the makeup I put on at like 4 o'clock, it might as well be melting off my face. I'm a ma'am now. This sucks. Your house, you see, I don't like haunted, ghosty. Nope, won't do it. I don't even like with scary movies. I don't mind monsters. I don't mind, weird, crazy, like world stuff, like crazy weather. Sometimes they make that kind of suspenseful. But if it's something that can be real, like ghosts and demons, ain't watching it. No way, Jose. Tristan is taking a course in college, and one of their quizzes asked them to define microaggressions. Jeez. I'm a community college dropout. And I'm so glad I got out when I did. I'm not a community college dropout because I'm an idiot. I'm a community college dropout because I prioritized working over school and I had to pick one or the other. And I picked working. So now I have my dream job and no college degree, and I ain't mad at it. I've never met Stephen King. I don't know where he has a house up in Bangor, which is pretty far from me. I've seen his house before. About it. Thank you, MJJ616. I've never been, knock on wood, banned on Twitter or suspended or anything like that. I try to keep pretty tame on Twitter, and I've gotten, I think, more tame over the last few years. I started working in radio full time last January, so for me, I want to walk that line carefully. I don't want to alienate listeners, and I don't want to draw negative attention to myself. But I don't think I have anything that controversial on my mind anyway. I don't know. I got this big old light in my face to try to not look so crazy. But this is a cool light because it's got a remote, so I can change the mood. It's usually in my bedroom. Yeah, and I've worked a lot of jobs before getting my dream job. Getting in radio was literally networking. I was Facebook friends with a local DJ, and in fact, it was my birthday one year, and he DM'd me like, "Happy birthday!" And we're just chatting, and I'm like, "Hey, I like what you do. I've always wanted to get into radio, blah blah blah." And he's like, "Well, why don't you come in and just hang out one morning?" And my first instinct was like, "No, that's weird," because I job shadowed there when I was 17, and I'm like, I was 20 something at the time, and I'm like, that's weird, but screw it. So I did. And before I left, they asked me to work there. So rest is history. Kind of a long story that got from that moment to me being on payroll, but that's the gist of it. Yeah, where's Flinny? Where's my aunt? Brass Bear got... What? You got suspended for sharing a Crowder video? I should get Brodigan on here. I love Brodigan. I'm gonna at him to come hang. Not Facebook, I want Twitter. Yeah, it's really cool. Like, I have, let me see, 13.7 followers on Twitter, and I'm really a nobody, but it's been kind of cool to like get to know everybody. All right, I need to invite Brodigan. And I've made some good friends. Brodigan's cool. Flinny's cool. See if I can get both of them in there. Brodigan, Flinny, maybe my boy Ryan. I know him in real life. We'll see what happens. Do I want to have my own talk show at some point? I think I need to work on my interview skills. I'm definitely not like lead chair ready. I'm very much a noob. The two other people on my morning show were the two people I listened to. I don't know where to put this, growing up. So for me, it's really, really cool that I work with these two people. So I feel like I need to be a little more seasoned before I try something else. I think it'd be cool to have a syndicated show, especially with the way the economy is right now. A lot of radio shows are syndicating, taking one show and putting it everywhere else, which is sad. And I hate to see that, but I think it'd be kind of cool to just be on a million different stations and being like, you can hear me in Chicago and Des Moines and I don't know, wherever the hell else. Would be kind of neat. We have a syndicated show on my alt rock station in the morning. It's Woody and Wilcox. And then on Q97.9, Pop Crush Nights with Kayla Thomas. So I think that's kind of cool. Oh, Sam dropping the Sven name. I haven't heard that name in a long time. That was some drama. Honestly, I know I get a lot of my following because I was so active on Crowder nights. I love Louder with Crowder, but since I've gotten into radio, I'm not up late enough to watch it live. I get up at 3:00 in the morning, so oftentimes I'm in bed by 7. So I haven't seen a lot of Crowder in a long time. I'll catch clips on YouTube, but I do miss that. I had a lot of fun with that, especially during the 2016 election. I'm definitely not as much into the election this go around. I swear I did not intend for these to match. I just like the colors. And before a lot of people got on, I said I bought this dress for my birthday when I thought I was going to go to dinner, the formal side, and then go out and party afterwards, the like sexy side. But I'm like, screw it. I'm going to wear it even though I'm stuck at home. Hi, Dave. Yeah, I like Crowder, and I like that he's kind of stepping up the shows. I always get an alert. I'm at work at 10 o'clock in the morning when he does his morning show, and I'm like on the radio, so I can't watch it. And I'm so bummed because I genuinely love him. I don't agree with everything he says or does, but I think if you do agree with something everybody says and does, then you're not thinking for yourself. Thank you, Anthony. Carlos asked if I have ever been in the Corps. So funny thing, it was 2 years ago today that I went to Parris Island. If you don't know, that is where Marines go. That's where all the women go to train. It's like their boot camp. And so I went part of their educators workshop, and I went as like an influencer because I was in radio, and I spent like 3 days there or something. And it was really, really immersive. Like I got to we got there and like hung out, and then the next day we got up at the ass crack of dawn and did the yellow footprints. And they had DIs there. They were yelling at us. I mean, I'm sure they were somewhat easier than on us than actual recruits, but kicked my ass, like yelling at us the whole time. We went to the beach, which was the sand pit, and we had to do all this physical activity. And I know I'm not like obese or anything, but I'm not fit. Kicked my ass, but it was so freaking cool. So I have a lot of respect for Marines after having that really cool experience. Yeah, and it's cool because it's like all those memories are coming up on my time hop, and it's like, aw, that was such a cool experience. See, a lot of the people that went were teachers. So we were there with a lot of school teachers from New Hampshire and Maine, which was kind of neat. There was a few media people. It was me, the afternoon guy on our country station that I used to work for, and then some girl from New Hampshire. Carlos saw my Parris Island post. Yep, loved it. It was awesome. And I get to go into, gosh, I'm kind of drunk, so I forget what it's called, but like the officers have this special bar that's like just for them. And we got to go in there, and this bar was in a movie, and the name of the movie escapes me. And then in there, I kind of remember it. You had to like stand behind a line, and you chucked beer bottles at the wall, and you were supposed to make sure the beer bottle broke. So there's broken glass everywhere. And this is like right on Parris Island in the like officers lounge in their bar. Really freaking cool. Happy almost 30th, Carlos. I was gonna go to this bar in downtown Portland. If you're not familiar with Portland, Maine, it's literally I think I can't remember which publication said it, but Portland has like one of the most, if not the most, restaurants per capita. Huge for foodies. And I was gonna go to a restaurant that I really liked. I won't say what it is, just because people are creepy. But I was gonna go there and eat, and it's also like a restaurant, bar, bands play there, so we're going to eat there, then see the band that played there at night. But what was cool is this Zoom dance party I had before I came on here. The lead singer of that band we were going to sing jumped on and sang Happy Birthday to Me and a Violent Femmes song, so that was fun. Brodigan in the building! Ladies and gentlemen, Brodigan from Louder with Crowder. You're like the most famous person here, man. Oh, we should get, speaking of famous people, Phil from All That Remains. Love that guy. I'm gonna tag him too. See, this is great. Me being kind of intoxicated, I just don't care. Boom. Quarantine Mike. Nice. I always get a smile when I see you pop up because I love The Office. I do love rose gold, and I love the contrast of gold and black, but I also really like the cleanliness of white. I'd show you my bedroom, but I have clothes everywhere at the moment. But my room is like black sheets, a gray comforter, and then somebody sent me a pink rose pillow. And then I don't have like a backboard or anything. What are they called? Cassie, I'm drinking, sorry. But I have like a gray pillow. And then I have this cool cover art of Hailstorm's last album over my bed. So it's kind of sexy. I like to pretend I'm sexy. Anthony was in Animal House. See, people are making connections. It's great. That must be where. Yeah, remember on Cribs when they'd show their bedrooms and they'd be like, "This is where the magic happens." Like, I don't know. I sleep there. It's kind of magical. This is my living room. Ta-da! Those are Himalayan. Like Himalayan salt lamps. That's a Himalayan salt balls. So you can like pick up the balls and they're nice and warm. They feel good on your muscles. Yeah, I said salt balls. If I was being monetized for this, I would have been demonetized. See, I've only watched The Office through completely once, but if there's reruns on TV, I watch it. Ooh, they have a feet one? Speaking of feet, I subscribe to this YouTube channel that just has a lot of like mini documentaries, and there's like this 23-year-old girl who sells feet pics online, and she makes $5,000 a month. Like, ladies, no, I'm not saying like do it, but I'm saying, isn't it mind-boggling to know that we have that power to make stupid money? We just have to do something kind of weird. Blows my mind. Nope, no mirrors on the ceiling. That's a little weird. I got popcorn ceilings. It just wouldn't work. If there's a concert, Matthew said, so you get to play musical artists on the radio, but you cannot stay up to see them live. Not if they're doing like something, right now on Facebook Live or YouTube or whatever, I go to bed. But if there's a concert, I accommodate. Like last year, I didn't take an actual vacation. All my time off was like the day and the day after of a concert so I could recover. Not going to have that problem this year, just saying. Oh, that's weird. Mr. Max Apps, it says your message was retract. I thought it said restricted. See, I'm all paranoid that these social media sites are censoring people. It says retracted. Oh, Phil's here. See? And then we can get some more people in the party. We had Brodigan here, and I'm like, oh, he's like kind of famous. And I'm like, who else do I know that's famous? Like, oh, Phil from All That Remains. This is awesome. Brodigan, what I'm drinking is called Blue Shine Lemonade. It's like a blueberry moonshine vodka lemonade something or other from Maine Craft Distilling. I'm living good, man. I'm pretty excited. It's going to actually be warm tomorrow, but they're saying it's going to snow Sunday into Monday. So hashtag New England life. You understand? I'm so happy people actually came to this. I was just like, you know what? I'm drunk. I don't care. It's my birthday. I want to hang out with people. Gin and tonic, classic. See, I need to build up my bar here. All I have. You want to see my bar? No, because I don't have to unplug my mic. My bar's back there. All I have is a little bit of the bubbly. That's Chris Jericho's champagne. I haven't opened that yet. And then tequila. That's all I got right now. And I want some whiskey and I want some rum. Thank you. Everybody drink. Yeah, if anybody's drinking, join me. This is 7% alcohol. And I haven't had a lot to drink in a long time. So this is my second one. I'm in a good place. It's fine. Anybody else feeling the corona eyebrow trouble? These are like, thank God this is not the 90s when pencil thin eyebrows were a thing, because I just wouldn't make it. Yeah, give me some moonshine, man. See, Mr. Max Zapp says he's been going out more than normal. No mask and no gloves. So gloves are pointless, first of all. Don't even bother with the gloves. But I have a mask from Origin. Brian, I think you have one from Origin. And I Ended up before they sold out, got these cool little filters off Amazon, so it has a little pocket and I can put a filter in. I just wear it when I go to the store. I do go to work every day, but I don't bother because I'm around the same like 5 people. And I have nobody here. So that's like me going home to my family. It's me going to my work family. Whatever. What is your favorite artist that you only found out about them after seeing them live? I don't know if there is any, but I will say that um, I'm a big fan of Hailstorm. And then somehow, I don't know if it was like YouTube suggested video or it was something on 8 Tracks. It suggested a song from the band Dorothy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I freaking love them. So then I'm like, it would sound so cool going on tour with Hailstorm because it's a female lead. And wouldn't you know it, I shit you not, they were literally about to go on tour together. They were at Hampton Beach in New Hampshire, which it wasn't a terrible drive for me. So I immediately got tickets and I freaking fell in love with Dorothy. And then she announced a tour and she was coming to Portland, Maine, which was even closer to me, with a band called The Struts. And I'm like, who the hell are The Struts? And I looked them up and one of my favorite. I freaking love The Struts. Like, here we go. Over here. Behind my plant. I have a Struts album on my wall. Love them. They're freaking amazing. So that's, I guess, the closest is just finding bands because they're touring with other bands and I like to look them up beforehand. Wow, I'm so behind them. All these messages came in and I'm too drunk to keep up with it. Mustache bar. Yeah, I feel you, Barry Texan. Gonna charge me. I go to Supercuts because they seem to be the cheapest. It's like with tip, I pay $12 and I get my eyebrows done once a month. And I haven't done it in like over 2 months, so this is fun. Karen status, love it. Year-round Phil, my work family is way more. Like none of our salespeople come in. Most of our on-air staff don't come in. So when I go in, there's the security guy for our building at the door. See him every day, my 2 co-hosts, and then depending on the day, there's a handful of others. But on a normal day, there would be, I don't know, 15, 20. I don't know. Oh, I got Templar Bear hooked on the Struts. Love it. I have not heard of Psycho Stick. I don't know about you, but like before I got into radio full time, I worked for an eye doctor's office and I haven't had an eye exam since I worked there. So it's been a couple years. So now that I'm in quarantine, I'm like, I could really go for an eye exam. I want some new sunglasses. And I haven't been to the dentist in like 3 years. And there's this really obvious cavity on one of my teeth. And I'm like, what the hell? Now that I like want to do these things and I can do these things, I actually can't do these things. First world problems, I know, but little antidote. Phil, I try to leave my house around 4:30. It's usually later, to be honest. But I like to get there around 5:15 at the latest. Our first on-air break is 5:30. But I like being there and kind of getting situated and set up. Yes, listen to the Struts, but like don't think that I said them in relation to Hailstorm that they're anything like Hailstorm because they're not. Think British rock, think Rolling Stones, think David Bowie, think glam rock. But think like young dudes. They're all around my age. I got to hang out with them. I won a contest last summer. They're just cool people. They're really good down to earth guys. Make really good music. I think they are the most underrated band going right now. They've opened up for the Stones. They've opened up for Alice Cooper. They've opened up for Foo Fighters, Guns N' Roses. And for some reason, they're just not hitting the mainstream as hard as they deserve. Opie and Anthony, honestly, I've never really listened to them. I know they were played on a station near me years ago. But I've been really loyal to the stations that I've listened to growing up, and now I'm on one of them. So I haven't gotten out there that much with a lot of these national shows. And like now that I work on a morning show consistently, I can't listen to them. Like on my alt rock station, we have Woody and Wilcox, and I've literally never listened to them because I'm busy doing my own show. So I kind of feel bad. Like I don't know what my own station is playing. But when you're on two stations, that's just how it is. So if you do want to ever listen to me, I am on tomorrow. It's 94.3 WCYY alt rock tomorrow, 3 to 8. And then I'm on Q97.9. That's top 40 on Sunday. What is that? 10 to 3. Yeah. And then my normal week stuff. WAAF in Boston. I've heard good things about WAAF. Back in the day. What's my favorite cheese? Well, I don't know if I have a favorite cheese because I have a very sensitive stomach. So a lot of cheese makes me feel like garbage. But I did have a grilled cheese for dinner. And I used Swiss because that's all I had. And it was really, really good. Thank you, David. I know how crazy it is. Is it that like LL Bean even? Excuse me, I'm burping because I'm drinking. LL Bean closed. That's knuckin' futz. I'm curious to see if things will open back up. If you're not in Maine, we have the whole stay-at-home order and everything. But it's kind of interesting that we've had less than 1,000 confirmed cases through this whole thing. So I mean, comparing that to like Massachusetts has had 41 something thousand, and even accounting for population, it's a lot. Like I think Massachusetts has 6 times the Maine population, yet they have 40 times the amount of COVID-19 cases. That's why we don't want you here. Yes, my station does stream online on our websites. We're not associated with iHeart. We have our own apps. We stream right from our own websites. We like own our own stuff. We're Town Square Media. Well, Kmart and Sears are like closed. LL Bean's like still existing. Freaking Massachusetts. I don't know, how's New Hampshire doing? I didn't look at their numbers lately. Not that you guys are very far. I was gonna visit New Hampshire this summer. I have family in Pittsfield, out near Loudon, and where's my other cousin from? I can't remember. Wow, I'm an idiot when I'm drinking. I was gonna visit New Hampshire. Maybe I still will. We'll see how the world looks. Brodigan. See, I want to do this. I've wanted to do this for a while because I have like cool Twitter friends and I want to meet you guys in real life, but like nobody's going to come up here and I don't want to tell you where I live. But like if a bunch of us could meet in freaking Boston, I could hop on the Downeaster. I know like I talked about that a little bit with Brittany Martinez from Evie and Lauren Chen. Even though I think they're both way cooler than I could ever hope to be. But they'd be fun because I mean it's kind of a central area for us people, and even if you're traveling, it's a hot spot to like meet people. That'd be cool. And there's like a bunch of dudes I'd like to meet in real life, but I don't want them to think that I want to meet them because I want them. I just want to be your friend. All right, I'm so behind on these messages again. COVID-19 is scared of Stephen King. It's probably right. See, we're lucky in that Maine is so separated. I'm in Cumberland County, which is the highest populated county, but even then, it's really not that bad. I think we have less than 200 active cases right now, and we have 220 something, maybe thousand population. And I work in the biggest city in the state, in the heart of it, and they rolled out a stay-at-home order before the rest of the state, and people respected it for the most part. I mean, aside from like some walking trails, downtown just died. It was crazy to see. Britney Fest. Gosh, Brodigan, that's funny you say that because I remember it was a couple years ago. One night, Thursday live stream of Crowder, like realized that there's a bunch of diehard followers of Crowder named Brittany, and it became like this funny thing one night. Yeah, Beantown is a no-go zone right now. Boston isn't that far from me. Brittany Palooza, Brett Pack. Love it. Thank you, Adam. Do I get another drink when this is done? I probably shouldn't. I should probably go to bed after this. I'd love to visit Texas. You know, in 30 years, I have done very, very little traveling. It was just like growing up, we didn't really have the money for vacations. I didn't go to even like at Disney until a couple years ago, and that was paid for by some family members. Gosh, where have I been? I went to the Dominican Republic once. I went to a conference in Chicago, but I didn't really leave the hotel. I went to Louisville. There was another conference, and I went to a couple places in the city. But really, don't get out. I've never been to New York City. And I went to Boston this past summer, but before that, I hadn't been to Boston in like almost a decade. And Boston isn't even that far. It's just the expense. Traveling is really hard for me to justify the cost, and I love traveling, so I need to reconcile that at some point. Yeah, Brady and Gronk went to Tampa, and I'm not even like into football, but I'm a New Englander, so that's offensive. I'm jealous of people that travel. I mean, I get 2 weeks of vacation, and that's just like vacation time. Like I can never like have enough money that I can justify going, especially because I have debt. It's like, well, I could go on vacation, but I could also, pay this off. I'd love to travel more. I really would. David, I get up at 3:00 this morning, and it's now 10:00. And I've been drinking and dancing. I know, Adam, it's funny. My girlfriend, Melissa, her brother lives in New York City or just outside of it. He's like super rich. So I guess he's got a mansion. She's like, oh, we'll go and we'll stay there. And we were going to go at one point. We were planning for this birthday. And then she ended up doing a family trip to Vietnam, blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares about that. But at some point, I should be going to New York City. Yeah, I just cannot wait till I'm out of debt. A lot of the debt I have really pisses me off because it was from paying into taxes. And then I had gotten laid off from a job for an entire summer. I never applied for unemployment. I was working for the radio station very part-time, and like, I'll get through, I'll get by. And I wanted to keep a lot of my cash liquid, which was dumb, but ended up having credit card debt. Don't do that. Oh, I'd love to go to Nashville. No, I don't get up at 3 on Saturdays. That's why I'm still awake now. But if I go to bed like by 11, I don't know, maybe I'll get up at 7 or 8. I try not to screw with my sleeping schedule more than I have to or want to. Because like on a normal Friday night before the world crashed, I'd be out dancing or something. Ron, I'm 30 today. Born in 1990, baby. It was funny. My 21st birthday was on an Easter. It fell on Easter that year. So didn't do much of anything but eat family dinner. Went to church. About it. And I didn't honestly start drinking until a few years later. I mean, I drink very, very occasionally, but I didn't have a lot of friends. So I didn't really have like opportunity to go out and drink with people, and it seemed weird to drink alone. But look at me now. So good. Oh, you know what's if you want to waste your time and waste your money, there is an app, and I think it's on both iPhone and Android, called Clawee, Clawee. And I'm so mad that I didn't come up with this idea sooner, but there's like these shit ton of claw machines in like China, and you play them virtually on your phone. Like it's a live stream video. There's a very slight delay that you have to account for. But if you win, you actually get the prizes. And I just looked over there and it's a little Tortoro pencil pouch. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll spend the however many coins that they had given me once I downloaded. And I freaking won. So weird. Anyway, little side note there. Buddy of mine is in Nashville right now. Man, quarantine birth. I was looking forward to this, like having a rager. But here I am. Yeah, it's funny. Like, I don't mind doing things alone. I do a lot. I go to so many concerts all by myself. Even Phil can attest to that. I've seen him twice, and both times I was there all by myself, loving it. Because I don't like to. When I go to concerts, I like to be on the rail. And that's for a couple of reasons. One, it's like you're right in front of the people. You're more likely to catch a set list or get a high five or something. But more than that is I don't like being behind people because you're more likely to be squished. I'm not a big person. I'm there alone. I feel a lot safer if I can just hold on to something and stabilize myself, especially at harder shows where a mosh pit could break out. But I love going to concerts alone. So I show up early. And if I'm with somebody else, I kind of feel bad that we're standing outside for an hour and then we go in, doors open, and we got to wait another hour. Like I get that. That's what I do. I don't mind it. And I like meeting people. But I don't want to put other people through that necessarily. So I'm willing to do that just to like feel safe for me personally and feel comfortable. And it's paid off for me a lot. I've had some really, really cool experiences. Probably one of the coolest was last year. It was at the Darlings Waterfront Pavilion up in Bangor. And it was Diamante, one of my favorites, Dorothy, one of my favorites, 3 Days Grace, who I like, but not as much now that Adam Gontier is gone, and Breaking Benjamin. Oh, and Chevelle was there too. Who I like Chevelle, but I feel like they're live, meh. Anyway, but in Breaking Benjamin, it was really cool because Ben came down and stood right in front of me, held my hand, and sang. And this is this is the biggest venue in the state of Maine. It was like really, really cool to have that intimate experience because I love having that with the artists because I appreciate what they do so much. And it's like, cool, I support you by like buying your music and going to your shows, but like that just adds that extra layer that is just my favorite thing in the world. It's just this mutual like appreciation that is just really, really cool to experience. Let's see, what else have I gotten to do? I've been on stage with Fozzy. A lot of people followed me when that craziness happened. That was really fun. What else? I think those were the two big ones. Yeah, I got really lucky that this year wasn't a big concert year for me. The last two was just back-to-back awesomeness. I was supposed to go to House of Blues in Boston a couple weeks ago to see James Arthur, who I really, really love. And I don't know if he had postponed it earlier or if it got postponed due to the coronavirus, but it's currently scheduled for September, but I'm not thinking it's happening. I know like Live Nation, another one of those big companies, are planning on their shows for May of 2021. So, I mean, at least I didn't have like a lot of stuff I was had my heart set on. Impact Fest wasn't happening in Bangor this year. They couldn't get the acts. Like not enough bands were on tour in that realm of genres. But Struts AC/DC. I know that was tossed around at one point. I would be tempted to sell my soul for that. AC/DC is bucket list for sure. Is Chris Jericho really a sexy beast in person? That was a really, really cool experience, and he was very kind. The rest of the guys in the band were very kind. That was a really, really funny night because I hadn't really watched a lot of wrestling in a number of years at that point. I wasn't familiar with Fozzy, but I remember Chris Jericho from growing up. My dad was really into wrestling. I'm like, you know what? I'm an adult. My brother's an adult. Why don't we do like a fun family thing as adults? So my dad, my stepmom, brother, and I went to Portland to go see Fozzy. It was just so fun. Like they hadn't really done Portland. So I'm like, let's go to some of my favorite bars and it'll be super sweet. And so we were at this venue called Aura, which Phil has played at before, my favorite venue. And you have the floor. It's small, but it's tall of a venue. So I'm like, I'm with my dad and stepmom. Like, I don't really know these bands, so we'll sit up here. So I'm sitting through the opening act, and I'm like my soul needs to be on the floor. So my brother came down with me, and during Fozzy, Chris Jericho had seen me and waved me on stage, and I found out later that he recognized me from Twitter because I had tweeted about the show. So he was like, "Yeah, I knew you'd have fun up there, and help put on a good show, whatever." And I was like, "Oh, that's really freaking cool, whatever." It was really cool that like my folks were there to see it all. And so we were staying at a nearby hotel. We went back to the hotel, and then I got a DM on Twitter, and it was from the Fozzy account. And he was like, "Hey, we're going out for a drink. You want to come?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So we met up at this bar, and we had a drink. And then I was like, "This is really cool." The bar closed. I'm like, "Well, I'll go back to my hotel now." And they're like, "No, come like hang out with us on the bus." And I'm like, "Well, a couple of things could happen getting on a bus with a bunch of rock stars, but I think I'm good. I felt safe, which in hindsight, I mean, it was fine, but I probably shouldn't have, just because that's not wise for a young woman to do. But like, I felt safe, and hung out on the bus, and we like talked about music and drank Grey Goose, and um, FaceTimed with their band manager's dad, who happens to be the drummer of AC/DC, which was really cool. And it was just fun. It's good times. You've gone to the UK 3 times for concerts, Matthew. See, that blows my mind. Like the Struts in particular, the fans are called Strutters. And I went, it was the Hampton Beach show last year in New Hampshire. And a bunch of Strutters were there, and they were talking about, yeah, we're going to like Dewey Beach, and we're going here and we're going there. And in the fan group on Facebook, people are just traveling all over. And I'm like, are you guys just like all rich? Do you not have jobs? They're like, Good Morning America had them, and a bunch of them went to the Good Morning America show. And I'm like I caught it because I was at work and it was on TV. Like, how do you guys do this? Not coronavirus, promise. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, RDYHRM. Oh, that's so good. Do, 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 do. I want to go to Comic-Con so bad. My friend apparently texted me back at 9:00 and I never saw it. Whoops. What's everybody doing tonight? Anybody a chiropractor? Dude, I've been doing this for almost 50 minutes. It's crazy. I've never been to the West Coast. I would love to visit California. Watching the NFL draft. Woo. Scotch and a cigar on my balcony. Aw, Phil, you have a dog? Jealous. This drink has a lot of sugar in it, so I'm really afraid it's going to keep me up all night. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a show I have not watched, and I would like to, because I really like The Office, I really like Parks and Rec, so it only seems logical that I would like that too. Thank you, Brandon. I love the YouTube rabbit hole. White Zombie. Damn. Yeah, I'm so jealous. Like, radio is such a different world than it used to be. Like, my afternoon guy, my alt rock station, he has met so many bands, interviewed them, and it just doesn't work like that anymore. Like, everyone's like, "Oh, you're in radio. You must get to like hang out with all these bands, and you get all these hookups." And it's like, haven't yet. Although I did like now that I'm here in Portland, they do have relationships with record reps, which I didn't have in my last market. So before the coronavirus happened, I got a free ticket to go see Skillet. That's something. I'll take it. But I was nervous because that was March 11th, and it was just kind of like, coronavirus is a thing, and I'm like, whatever. And then I'm in this packed building, the State Theater, with so many other people, and then they shut down the city and then the state shortly thereafter. And I'm like, well, if I got the coronavirus, I would have gotten it at that show, and thankfully, I made it out all right. Skillet is awesome. Skillet was actually the first concert I ever went to. It was like just on the cusp of them going from Christian rock to mainstream rock. They were headlining at a church in Biddeford with Decipher Down and Thousand Foot Crutch. And that was in April of 2008, I want to say. And then it was January of 2010. They opened up for Puddle of Mud and Shine Down at the Coliseum in Lewiston. And it was in January, and I had bought tickets for like my whole family for Christmas. So like everybody was there. I had backstage passes to meet Skillet. There's a whole nother story to go along with that, but it was really cool because I had been a Skillet fan and I knew that they were largely unknown in the mainstream world. And maybe it was my bias, but I swear that entire arena left there Skillet fans because they brought the house down as openers. Just incredible. And they, ever since that show, they were played on TOS way more. And then they've been to Maine a whole bunch of times after that, and it's always packed. So I think that was a really pivotal time for Skillet. Jen Ledger is freaking sick. Love her. She has her own band now, and she opened when I saw Skillet last month. Oh, I love Gwen Stefani. She's cool. I just saw Godsmack for the first time last summer, and it was funny because Sully had a Poland Spring water bottle, drank out of it, and then chucked it in the crowd, and I caught it, and there was still water left, and I'm like, screw it. I'm going to drink it. I don't know if I still have the bottle. I might have lost it when I moved. Ron, I do hear a lot of people saying that they think they had the coronavirus already. That's funny. I was actually super, super sick like New Year's. Like I didn't even go out on New Year's because I was super sick for like 2 weeks, but I didn't have any like the breathing problems. I don't know if I had a fever. I feel like I might have had a fleeting one, but no dry cough, a lot of sinus issues, wet cough. But I was pretty much stuck in bed for a long time. Jackal, freaking Jackal. I don't know a lot of Jackal, but when I hear them, I think of my folks because they really like Jackal, and I'd hear them sometimes in the car. Busta Rhymes. As far as hip hop, I've really been to a mainstream hip hop show. I've been to a couple like Christian hip hop. I've seen Group One Crew and Lecrae and Andy Mineo. Oh, and I've seen, I don't know what you'd classify the Roots as, but I saw them a couple years ago. Ryan, hi Sugar Plum. Beach Boys in 85. I wasn't even born yet. $9 for Blink 182. That's sick. Yeah, I don't drink Corona either. I don't even know if I've ever really like had a Guinness, to be honest. Guns N' Roses and Aerosmith. Jealous. I really like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say this. Like classic rock bands, I respect the hell out of them, but I definitely don't know their libraries to an extent. I know the singles and I respect what they do. And, you know, I just need to take the time to dig into them. And that's kind of how I was. I saw Alice Cooper in concert. It's like, I don't know everything you do, but you're a legend and I want to freaking see you. So, like, I have that same attitude for like Aerosmith. I know the singles, but just to be able to say you saw Aerosmith is cool. Brooks and Dunn and Reba McEntire. See, I'm not a huge country fan. Closest to country I've seen. Oh no, I saw Granger Smith. Buddy of mine opened for him. Need to Breathe, if you want to count them. But Garth Brooks is total nostalgia factor for me. I would love to see Garth Brooks. I love him to death. But he never comes anywhere, and when he does, it sells out immediately, and it's stupid expensive. So, I opened up my window, and now I'm cold. But I was dancing around and sweaty. Boop. Oh yeah, it'd be cool to see a beetle for sure. KT Tunstall. Round Poison. Yeah, it is funny going to shows and scoping out the audience. The first time I saw Daughtry, he was at what was used to be known as the Cumberland County Civic Center. And it was the opening band was Cavo. Actually, I have a picture right over there of me and Cavo from that show in 2010. It was Cavo, then Lifehouse, then Daughtry. And I had started college that year. And at the time that tickets went on sale, I was dead broke. And then as I got closer to the show, I had money again. I think I maybe got like taxes back. I got a ton of taxes back then because I paid for college. I was like, I really want to go. At that point, I hadn't gone to very many shows. I scored a ticket on eBay, and it was really a great seat. And I had to laugh because I was surrounded by soccer moms. But I love Chris Daughtry. I think he gets a lot of flack because he's got kind of that butt rock sound. But I love butt rock, so suck it. Not even sorry. I would love to see Mouse Rat. I love Chris Pratt. Anybody else super excited that they're doing a Parks and Rec special? That's sick. That's amazing. Oh, Tom Petty would have been sweet. Like I love Last Dance with Mary Jane, even though I've never smoked pot in my life. I freaking love that song. Tool. Never seen Tool. Would be kind of cool though. That's another band that I only really know what's been on the radio. And I should dig in. I have to be in the right mood to go look up older stuff. I know it's weird. I also need to be in the right mood to look up new stuff. Once you got me though, you got me. And every time you release something, I'm like, hell yeah. But you gotta like get me in there. And Perkins. Elio Mike, what up? Sugar Ray was Cougar Central. I bet. Yeah, he does I think it's the 90s on 9 on Sirius. He does a show. I don't know. I find him annoying for some reason. AC/DC at 91. Ugh. I saw a really good AC/DC tribute band earlier this year. I'm like, that's probably the closest I'll ever get. Thank you, Elio Mike. Man, I've been doing this for a freaking hour. I've also been holding my bladder that long. Once you break the seal, man, that's it. Oh, check out the earrings. So my friend Melissa lives over an hour away, and she was just like, I'm coming to see you, but being socially distant. So her and her 2 daughters came, brought cake. We just like sat out front of my apartment. She gave me these earrings. I was just very touched by that. What mic am I using? This is a Yeti Blue. I just got it as a birthday present. Yes, Eric, it was on my Amazon list. Also, I think it's at Trocar on Twitter. He got me a gift off my Amazon list, which was very sweet, of a bathrobe. That was awesome. Done with my drink. Boom. I'm not having another one. Ron Swanson is my spirit guide. I say on my Twitter, I'm a mix of Ron Swanson and Ron Burgundy. Because I like liberty and I'm a big deal. Not really. And if I do it this way, I look naked. Boom. Too bad YouTube didn't pay me because I'd be making so much money right now. Looking naked. Now they demonetize me immediately. I am not going to the Kiss concert at Rock Row. I know Rob Steele is because he's big on Kiss. I do want to get Animal Crossing. Yeah. See, the thing is, Animal Crossing on my Amazon list, it would only let me do like download game code. So I don't even know if you can gift that, which even you just thinking of that is very sweet. I know Luigi's Mansion, I did have the actual physical game and then that ran out. So it's like, you can only get the download code. And again, that's just another, video games are really hard for me to justify buying because they're like $60. I used to play Animal Crossing on GameCube when I was really sad. I was a teenager. Oculus Quest. Rob isn't allowed to be away from the queue. He's not even on the queue much anymore. He's gosh, they've switched so many things around. He's our production guy primarily. He'll fill in. I think he might have a weekend shift. I think he might be on the Shark, but his capacity is very different than it used to be. It's like I have video games that I already don't play. Like I have whatever the latest Mario was, but I should give it another shot, but I couldn't get into it at first. Like I loved Super Mario Sunshine. I really enjoyed Super Mario Galaxy. I didn't get very far in it, but I did enjoy it. But yeah, Sunshine was my shit. And I have Mario Kart, whatever it is for Switch. That I play occasionally. I find that if I play it on my TV, though, it'll give me a headache. And like, look at like my couch is here. You can see that, but my TV, whoop, right there. Like I don't have a lot of room, which is fine because I don't have to wear my glasses. But when you're staring at it playing Mario, you get a headache. Yeah, it's Mario Odyssey. Thank you, Matthew. I have Weezer stuck in my head. Sorry. I freaking love the GameCube, and that could just be like the nostalgia factor. It brings you back to a certain time, but like Luigi's Mansion on GameCube is one of the few games I played till the end and actually beat. Super Mario Sunshine, I played to the last level, but I could not get through that Bowser level. Like I couldn't even get to the point where I got to Bowser and I got so frustrated I stopped. And then I loved Mario Kart Double Dash. That was GameCube as well. Loved it. And what was also satisfying about GameCube was the cube's like buttons, like to open it. They were just very satisfying to get the disc out. I love that tangibleness. That was something I loved about the Microsoft Zune. I know people make fun of Zune people, but the original Zune, bubblegum pink, and it had these awesome buttons and this really satisfying click. And I was so mad when that thing finally died. Then I got a Zune HD, and it just wasn't the same. And then cell phones were a thing, smartphones. So all my music is right here. Freaking love Mario Kart. I have a gift card somewhere to do Switch online, but I haven't done it yet. Because I feel like people that play online are just better than me. Oh, what's funny? Speaking of Mario Kart, not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before, we did Super Mario Kart drinking game where you had your drink. And the rule was that so you raced and you wanted to like be the winner, but you had to finish your drink before crossing the finish line. So you could either do it gradually. Oh, and the other rule is you can't drink and drive at the same time. So you literally had to stop your car. So either you stop your car right at the beginning, you don't even take off, and you friggin' chug it, and then you race, or you go and then you stop at the finish line. What? And chug it and then cross it. I got really drunk because I had like a can of Truly and I pounded them. And then I felt sick. So don't do that. Great. We have Zune lovers. Thank you. Zune was amazing. I've only owned one Apple product in my life, and it was gifted to me by, I can't think of his handle right now, but Terry on Twitter. He works for Apple, and he sent me an iPad for my birthday last year, like out of the blue. He had messaged me. He's like, I work for Apple. I'd like to send you one for your birthday. And I'm like, no, dude, like, don't feel like you need to send me a freaking iPad. So I don't even think I like messaged him back, which was kind of rude of me. But then he like sent me tracking information. I'm like, guess I'm getting an iPad. So that was kind of cool. People are very nice, I've learned. Creative Labs. I remember Creative Labs. That's funny. Well, the person that texted me at 9 and then I didn't notice until 10:24. He's not texting me back. Whoops. Sorry, bud. Love you long time. Same here when the Zune popped up in Guardians of the Galaxy. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite Marvel movies. I wish I could unhook my mic and everything, but I'm too lazy. But I got a bunch of Marvel Funkos over there. Love them. I should give a cribs tour. I kept saying for a while I was going to give a cribs tour of my new apartment, but I never did because I suck. My teeth look great. I need to brush them. Never had braces. I do have a cavity. I was talking about that earlier. That needs some fixing. My dentist literally told me that my mouth is so big that I have room for my wisdom teeth. So I got my wisdom teeth in, but I do feel like they've squeezed my bottom teeth because one of my teeth is kind of pushed back, but you can't really tell unless you're really looking at it. Right there. Whatever. Whatever. Do. Looked into your eyes, I saw the light. Thank you, Super Stew. My wisdom teeth, I feel like they go in and out depending on the day. Oh, I think I feel them all. Yeah, and like my dentist is kind of creepy. So like when he said it, it was kind of creepy. I think a lot of dentists are creepy. But I haven't been to the dentist in so long because, like, I saw this one dentist and he was like near where I worked. And then I left that job and went like an hour away from that area where I worked. So I'm like, I want to find a dentist near my new job. And then they were like all booking out 6 months. And I'm like, you know what? I'll wait and I'll find somebody that can get me in sooner. And then I'm lazy and I never did. And then time passed and I changed jobs and just didn't do it. And then I moved again. And then coronavirus happened. Oops. No, I don't think there is such thing as a non-creepy dentist. Thank you, Mike. Happy birthday to your brother, Michael. Man, we've had consistent, like, over 30 people. This is sick, man. Maybe I should do this more often. I don't know. I took a bunch of... Oh, actually, hold up. I've been taking a bunch of, like, little video clips, thinking about compiling them into, like, this is what it's like to turn 30 in, coronavirus time. So, doing a live stream on YouTube. I'm paying them all to be my friends. I don't know. We'll throw this in there. It's fine. Cool. I don't know. We'll see if that video ever makes light of day because it could just be really dumb. Luckily, never had to see an orthodontist. You ditch somebody's Twitch? Well, you can go back to them soon because I really have to pee. Just being real. I had 2 alcoholic beverages. Dollar bills, y'all. I know I had somebody that messaged me like, you gotta do super chats. I'm like, bro, you need like 1,000 subscribers. If you want to send me money, you're gonna have to find another way. And I'm not selling you feet pics, even though it's kind of genius if you're into that. I think Twitch probably is. I know a lot of people use Discord because I have it. And back when I was into the whole bear thing, I was added to a big bear chat and that pops up every now and again, but I never really used it. Yeah, I don't get the feet thing either. People are weird. People are so weird. Oh, and then like my friend was telling me when we were doing our dance party, we were actually talking about the feet thing. And she has a friend, like a wicked curvy lady, and she has an OnlyFans and other stuff. And she'll like wear her underwear for a day and write out everything she did. Like I was gardening and then I cleaned the house, whatever. Then she'll sell the underwear for like 200 something bucks and people pay for that. Like I got all kinds of underwear. I'm sitting in a gold mine. Damn dignity. Yeah, the bear world did go south fast. And like if you're still in the bear thing, like I know there's different levels of bear commitment. Like I certainly don't judge anybody for that, but it was just I didn't feel right associating myself with that anymore. It just got way too out of hand. Streamlabs. I love that Julie Borowski is on OnlyFans. And I haven't seen the videos because I'm not going to sign up for OnlyFans, but she's like reading the Constitution in her pajamas. Like, why did I not think of that? I would do that. I don't have a food baby currently. I've been slowly chipping away at cake and chocolate covered strawberries, but I'm feeling okay. I'm glad I'm not alone with the bear thing. Like, I was never really loud and vocal about leaving the bears because there was a time that, you said something and you just got viciously attacked. It's like, I just don't care enough. Like, it was a really fun community at first, and that's why I liked it. It wasn't so much about Owen. It was just fun. I looked at it the same as, I like the Louder with Crowder community and interacting with the other fans. And it was just this fun little camaraderie thing. And, joking about that it's not a cult and the good old days, but then it just got very tinfoil hatty, very judgy, and I wasn't comfortable with it. I don't know. I know that was about the whole time that like Sven left and there was all this conspiracy, and it's like, I don't know. I don't want to get involved. It is not my circus, not my monkeys. Oh, Skip, your CC berries. That's amazing. I think I've eaten 4 or 5 today. They're so good. The thing that I have noticed though, like I love chocolate covered strawberries, but I know like the story is like you eat them and they're sexy and you eat them with your significant other and it's all romantic. But it's like when I eat them, it is not sexy because I have chocolate everywhere and strawberry running down my face. Maybe I can do an OnlyFans for that. Like watch me get chocolate covered strawberries all over me and not in a sexy way. But they're so good. Yeah, and I'm fine if people want to believe the earth is flat or if they want to believe the moon landing didn't happen, but it was too much. It was just too much. Yeah, and like he kept calling like he was name calling Crowder. And it's like I've loved Crowder for a long time and maybe, I'm a little bit partial to him and that's what it is, but like just like the name calling and then acting and I almost like don't want to say this, but it's like he would lean very heavy into faith stuff, but then he would just be really cruel. And that just never sat right with me. And like we all, fall short and we all do stupid things. But it was like when you're hammering both, it's like it's just kind of mentally exhausting. And I just didn't have time for that in my soul. Yeah, and just the stuff on Instagram for a while was really toxic. I haven't paid much attention to it just because it brought me down too. Very, very toxic to me anyway. But I mean, he still seems like he's thriving. Looks like his wife, has this little cutesy homestead, which is I know like the dream for that culture and what they're all into. And I certainly respect that. I don't think I'm capable of living that way. Oh, that's really cool, Templar bear. Eating on stream. Oh, that's a thing. I can eat those chocolate-covered strawberries. And I'll eat ramen noodles. What else can I eat? I don't have a lot of food in here right now. I got a lot of cake. I got a lot of desserts. I got Chips Ahoy. I got Doritos. I don't know. I'm like kind of thin. Maybe that's a kink. Like skinny girls, eating shitty food. Subscribe, $25 a month, which is crazy that people charge that much. Like $25 a month, even if you had 10, 100 subscribers, it's insane. It's insane. Like I look at my Twitter followers and I'm like, if they all like even paid $1, like what would I do with that money? I wouldn't even know what to do with it. I'd have my debt paid off in like a month. Oh, my car, it might be 2 months, but yeah, I like funny videos. I really like Shoe on Head. She definitely leans more left, but she doesn't put up with the bullshit. She calls it out. She's like a Bernie bro, but I mean, I get why people are Bernie bros. Like I can understand that and I can converse with them. And she calls out everybody else on their shit. Like, why are you all into Bernie? And then now you're into Biden after, and you don't even have like a good reason why you're for Biden except that orange man bad. I love Shoe on Head. I really like Blair White. Love Lauren Chen. It's not just because they're, women, but I've always really liked what they've said. I like Crowder. Sometimes I get bummed because like I get his sense of humor and when he can be crass, but I'm afraid sharing his videos sometimes even though the overarching point is very valid, that people are going to get hung up on things that might be offensive and discredit the rest of it, which he's a comedian and I totally support him in doing that. But I do find that sometimes that keeps me from sharing his content, like on my own personal stuff. Brandon, it's funny you say ASMR because when I started this video and nobody was here yet, I was kind of doing this, talking about ASMR and how successful I could be. At least if I had like one of those microphones with the big ears, you like touch the ear and you can like hear it in your ear. But I think I have a setting here where I can, which one is it? Is it this one? Oh yeah. So you can hear me in your left headphone and I can whisper to you and tell you to have a really amazing night. And then I can go over here and talk in your right ear and tell you that you're a piece of shit. I don't know. Let me go back to being normal here. So I cannot do the sexy thing on the internet for very long. All right, we'll wrap this up here in a minute. Or else I'm going to pee my pants that I'm not wearing because I'm in this dress that I had to wear tonight. Zuby seems cool. I mean, I see him on Twitter all the time. I've followed him. He's followed me, but I've never actually looked up his content. Oh, I like Julie Borowski. I like Freedom Tunes. I like Austin Peterson. I like Steffi. Speaking of Austin. That's all I can think of right now. But I know I sometimes get lumped into the political people, and I'm honestly not that smart. I just like to listen to them and think about what they say and go with that. The tongue thing has been a thing since I was a teenager in MySpace days. I think it's like ingrained into our brains. It's kind of like when you're smiling for a picture, there's the chance that you're gonna look dumb unintentionally, but when you look dumb on purpose, it's different. It's the best way I can think of to describe it. Like, hey, I'm looking dumb and I know it, but it's better than smiling and looking like a dumbass, I guess. Thank you, Michael. Count Dankula. I have only been exposed to him through the times that he has been on Louder with Crowder in past years. I've been talking too much. My throat was like, eh. From Berlin. Sweet. Thank you, R. Starbuck. Brass Bear says, seems like it would suck to be a conservative working in music radio. It's not. I mean, I am in a city, like most cities, that's pretty liberal. And we don't get political on air at all because it alienates. Some of my co-hosts do off air, but they don't say anything that's like too radical that I'm just like triggered and I need to get into a debate with my coworkers. Sometimes they'll say things like, and I consider myself a libertarian, if we want to look at it on a spectrum, I'm more on the conservative end. But, I'll hear comments like, how there's that whole thing about, injecting Lysol into your arm or whatever. And somebody had made a comment like, if it's a Trump supporter doing that, well, it's one less Trump supporter. It's like, I didn't even vote for Donald Trump and I'm not going to like wish ill on anybody. Like I didn't vote for Hillary either. I'm not going to wish ill on anybody that chooses to support anybody. Like that's not what I'm about. I like finding out why people support people, which is why I get irritated when their best defense of Joe Biden is, well, he's not Trump. Okay, orange man bad. It's not good enough for me. And I know people get irritated because I'm like, I don't want to vote for Donald Trump. And I also don't want to vote for Joe Biden. And, I'm not following politics closely enough this go around that I'm like into the libertarian candidates. I got into libertarianism last election after Trump beat out Ted Cruz, and I discovered Austin Peterson, and I freaking love that guy. And then somehow Gary Johnson beat him, and I was like, well, I'm going to support Gary Johnson and see what happens. And it was kind of neat. Like, I went to a rally that he had, and I got actually a handful of Facebook friends. Like, I really appreciate like that you're bringing this guy to our attention, because otherwise they wouldn't have known. And that kind of made me feel good that I had like some influence, because people were just as annoyed as I was by the duopoly. But anyway, yeah, Portland's lefty, but I don't like advertise my political leanings too much. I'm like, yeah, I'm a libertarian. I just want people to be able to do whatever the hell they want. That's what it comes down to. Do I think it would hinder me? Not unless I was like super vocal. I mean, we're all biased with ourselves, but I think I'm pretty reasonable about things. I can agree to disagree and walk away from a conversation. Vote Vermin Supreme. It's funny, I didn't meet Vermin Supreme, but he was like right next to me. If you followed me since last summer, just by pure coincidence, I was in Boston the first time in like 10 years, the day of the straight pride parade rally. So I was there, and like there was this heavy police presence, SWAT, and like helicopters, and we're like, what is going on? And I completely forgot that this was a thing. And then I started seeing people and reading signs. I'm like, holy shit, it's that straight pride thing. So because I'm such a people watcher, and I knew that this was going to be something talked about, I stuck around, and I saw like some people from Fox and other like online. I can't even think now who was there, and Vermin was there. And so it was just fascinating for me to be like in the middle of that. I was just like there as an observer. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, is there going to be a fight or a riot? And I guess a riot did break out after I had left. Yeah, Austin's really cool. He's in Missouri. He'll Facebook live stream his show too. Again, it's something I can't watch because I'm on the radio too, but I always get the alerts. I like Austin a lot. Oh yeah, and I forgot at the Straight Pride Parade, Milo Yiannopoulos was there, and I find him to be an interesting guy. Not a guy that I agree with all the time, but I just think he's very interesting. And I saw him from a distance. Like, they had the straight pride people like way over here, and I was outside of the barricade where there was a lot of protesters. I'm like, oh, that's Milo. No shit. Okay. Tucker Carlson. It's funny you mentioned Tucker Carlson, because this morning one of my co-hosts was watching a video, and it was talking about Maine and how Maine has handled the coronavirus and the mistakes that has been made here. And I'm listening, and I couldn't see his laptop, and I'm like, who is that? I thought it was like a local guy. I was like, oh, it's Tucker Carlson, which makes sense because I think he's got a house here. But yeah, he did a whole spiel the other day in regards to Maine. I want to look that up again. Now that I know that it was him. That is correct. 207 is the Maine area code. It's the only area code I believe that we have, but I don't think that's going to last much longer. Man, we're freaking 40-something people. Go to bed. Spencer Thibodeau. Why does Spencer Thibodeau sound familiar? Spencer Thibodeau. I don't know. Again, I've been drinking, and I've been up since 3 o'clock. That's why I look like shit. I looked to move to Portland because I was like, wouldn't it be cool if I could walk to work? But holy shit. Stupid. I knew it was expensive, but like I'd be paying $1,000 a month to live in a 250 square foot apartment. And I'm like, no, I want to have a couch and a bed. The 603. Who's the mayor now? Oh, Kate Snyder. I only know that because we interviewed her once on the radio. I don't follow Portland politics too deeply, but I was definitely triggered when that whole thing came out that Portland businesses couldn't ship items. And I wrote an article about that on our websites, and it was shortly thereafter, which I don't think it had anything to do with me writing it. They were like, oh, we're not actually doing that now, because everyone was pissed because it was stupid. Yeah, expensive is relative. I consider this apartment to be very expensive. Where I moved from, which was Central Maine, the apartment was bigger. First of all, it had a basement. It wasn't finished, but I had stuff down there. I had washer and dryer and workout equipment and storage. The bathroom was bigger. The shower was big, but it didn't have a tub, but it had like just a lot of space. My bedroom here is definitely bigger, and probably the living space is comparable, but I paid $600 a month for that, and where I'm at now is just under $1,000. So that sucks. Especially because like I'm not rich working in radio. Not by any means. Not by any means. Enjoy your food, Sam. Thank you, Spross. Oh, I'm not getting a year older, so I'm still 29. That's sweet. Just it's weird to be like, I'm 30. 30. I did not expect to, be 30 and living the life that I'm living. That's a good and a bad thing. I mean, there's things that I wish could have happened differently. That's for sure. But I mean, I'm very grateful that I have the job I've always wanted. Yeah, I get that a lot, that I look younger than I am. I'm 30. This freaking pimple doesn't help, but I do have wrinkles. That I do. In Boston, a 2-bed in popular hoods is minimum $2,000 a month. Yeah. They don't pay me enough. Be nice. That's why I do at some point want to get a side gig, whether I'm doing voiceovers or, I keep saying I want to get I don't know if you say it, Cricut or Cricuts, that little craft machine. I have it sitting on my Amazon list. Like between that and all the accessories I want for it, it'd be about $1,000, which I just don't have. But I don't know, I just like to have some sort of a side hustle. Thank you for saying my pimple is hot. I appreciate that. Quarantine Mike. Yeah, I would not be living in the dirty loo. It's not my jam. That's why it's dirty. I definitely had a quarter life crisis in my mid-20s. Bought a car, did some crazy stuff. It happens. It happens. No one should go to the loo. It's the elephant graveyard of Maine. Is Mr. Magzap still here? I think that's where he lives. Oh, there he is. I'm stuck here for now. I don't know. I just never got into the Lewiston Auburn area. My dermatologist was there. I hated going there because I hated like the way the roads were set up, but it was in an old mill, which was kind of cool. No, I don't think I would ever leave Maine, simply because I hold a lot of value in family. And like even when I was in high school planning on going to college, I'm like, I'm not leaving the state because God forbid something happened with my parents, my grandparents, family member, and I couldn't be there in a reasonable driving time. That's just something that would be very, very difficult for me. Um, and now I have a niece and a nephew, and I want to be present in their lives and be close enough to see them on a regular basis. So for that reason and that reason alone, I don't think I could leave Maine. I'm just so big on my fam. What kind of gown are you wearing? Well, this is something I got at Macy's back in mid-February before all hell broke loose. I had explained earlier my plans for my birthday was dinner and dancing. So it's like a mullet dress, like it's fancy. This is my dinner side. And then I'm going to do Hattie and show the collarbone. And, the sexy side. The bottom half is black. I can't show you at all. But yeah, that's the dress. And I'm like, fuck it. It's my 30th birthday. I'm wearing it. Even though I can't wear it out like I wanted. Crap, my voice is going. Not good because I got radio to do tomorrow. All right, cool. I have beautiful skin. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't get that a lot. I mostly get people saying, you're white as fuck. I'm like, I know. But I'm really high risk for skin cancer. So I don't go out and tan. So very white. I also did that ancestry DNA thing and it confirmed I am very white. Which is fine. Cool. Well, that was fun. Soft 200. Well, I should probably go to bed because I'm losing my voice and all out of drink. But this was fun. I'm glad I did this. Even though I did really want to see you people, it was nice to like see people interacting. That was really cool. If you want me to do this again, let me know. Because that's kind of cool. And I don't mind. But maybe once a week, every other week. I don't know. It depends on what's going on if we're still stuck in quarantine. But certainly during the week, it will not be this late because I go to bed stupid early. But I'm going to go to bed now. And you should too because your mom said so. Oh, the thing I auditioned for, I haven't heard back from them. I doubt I will. It was just, I mean, it'd be cool if I am, but I don't even know if they'll pay me for. I don't know. It was impulsive. Oh, thanks, guys. You guys are the best. All right, love you a long time. Bye.